Can I pick your brain? Today we're going to be chatting about what to do when you realize that someone wants to pick your brain and is not willing to pay. All right, so this has been a common occurrence, and I will say that it first started happening for me a couple years into my blogging career when I, first started getting some notoriety, and there were things that I was doing, and I had people who were reaching out and contacting me wanting to know more information about how I got started. They wanted to know how they could, do what I had done. And I just had a lot of people sending me questions. I was encouraging questions from readers and viewers. And I was telling people, hey, reach out to me if you have any questions about finances or if you have any questions about, this topic or whatever. So I was fine with that. But what started to happen was I started to get a little bit overwhelmed and people started to ask, hey, can I pick your brain? And I'm not opposed to helping people. I'm not opposed to answering questions, and I'm sure you're not either. But there comes a point where you realize that you feel a little bit taken advantage of. So what do you do when someone wants to pick your brain or someone wants to ask you questions and you feel a little uncomfortable? So let me start with a story and then we'll kind of go into the tips of what you can do. A few years back, I had a reader, someone who reached out to me, and he said, hey, I'm interested in starting a blog. I want to do exactly what you've done. And, I would love to ask you some more questions about how you did it, how you got there and all that. And at this point, I was at that point where I was like, well, I'm tired of just doing these, free sessions. Like I know my time is valuable. So I went on this website. It was called Clarity. I don't know if they're still open, but basically you were able to set a per minute price for a call. So basically you were able to set a per minute price for a call. So for example, if I wanted to offer coaching or offer a, pick my brain session and I wanted to charge $1 per minute, I would set that as my rate. When someone booked a call with me through Clarity, we would get on the phone, and depending on how long the call was, the expense or that price was automatically charged to their PayPal account. So for example, in this situation, we happened to be on the phone for 23 minutes. I still remember. And, after it, I made $23 because I charged $1 a minute. And I was pretty excited about that. I was like, wow, like somebody was willing not only to pay me for my time, but I felt really good about what I was offering and answering all the questions. Like I felt valued. I felt like they really valued my time. And it just felt like it was something that I definitely wanted to do. So I set up a page on my website and it was called Pick My Brain. And on that page, it shared all the ways that you could get help from me. So I had, the first thing you could do was you could watch all of my YouTube videos and read all of my blog content. And that was absolutely free. And you might get the answer to your question. Then the second thing I had was if you wanted to submit a question, I was doing live streams and I was also obviously doing YouTube videos. And I said, if you want to submit a question and it's something I can answer for everyone, where everyone gets the benefit of hearing the answer, then I'll also answer that for free on one of my live streams or inside one of my videos. And then I said, finally, if you want personalized help and you want a chance to chat with me one-on-one, then you can book a Clarity call. And on this Clarity call, it's $1 per minute, and you'll have the opportunity to ask whatever questions you like. So it made it a lot easier because once people started reaching out to me, if there were any questions that I felt like were not something that I could just kind of quickly answer via email by directing them to a video I had created or a blog post I had created, or, if it was something that I felt like it was personal, I would let them know, hey, here's a kind of high level answer for you. And then if you'd like to go deeper, here's where you can get more help. It lifted a lot of weight off of my shoulders personally because it made me feel like I was still helping people, but I was also protecting and valuing my time. So here's what I would love to share with you if you feel like you're being a little bit taken advantage of and you want to value your own time a little bit more. The first thing is to remember that what comes easy to you doesn't always come easy to other people. So just because you believe that what you're doing is easy and, anyone should be able to do it, and answering a question for someone might only take you a minute or two, that doesn't mean that it's not valuable. Your time that you've put in to learn that skill, to, grow that expertise, that is what you are charging for. You're charging for your history. You're charging for your expertise. You're charging for all the things that you did wrong so that you know not to do them anymore. And so you can tell somebody, here's what to do instead. So that one call that I had with that young guy where I told him about what to do to start his blog, he took that information and he went and made $1,000. And I remember thinking, wow, like I only got paid $23 and he took that information and he went and made $1,000. And interesting story, that actually was the very start of my coaching business. It was the first client, technically the client that I worked with, and which made me realize that I had a lot to share and I had something valuable. And once I saw that, I was like, oh, okay. So just because it's something that I know and that I'm good at and I'm familiar with, that doesn't mean that it's not valuable. So I want you to remember that first of all. The second thing to remember is that your time is valuable. Like today, you only get 24 hours in a day. Every single one of those minutes is precious. And if you want to spend all day answering questions or responding to emails, then that's fine. But if you don't, and you want to continue to grow yourself and do the things that you want to do, then you've got to put a system or a process in place. Now, the service that I use in order to get calls booked right now is called Acuity. It's acuityscheduling.com. And I use that anytime somebody wants to book a call with me. I now only do flat fee coaching calls. I don't do per minute or anything like that, simply because I know how valuable what I have to offer is. And for a block of my time, for an hour of my time, that's what it's worth, regardless of, what someone else might get paid. If they get paid, $20 an hour, but I'm charging $400 for an hour, that's just what I feel my time is worth and my expertise is worth. So it's up to you, however much you want to charge, which brings me to the third point, which is to charge what you want to charge. There was an article, I believe it was in Forbes, where they were talking about a happy price, and they were talking specifically for freelancers, saying that you can charge, whatever rate you want, and that's might be a good rate. But then you also have your happy price. Like your happy price is, this is the rate where I'm just ecstatic to do the work. I'm willing to put everything else to the side and like really and truly work on this. And when I read that article, it just really hit home for me, because my goal is to either have it to be free or full price. So that's what I use. I say, if I'm not going to give it away for free, then it needs to be full price. So I don't offer any like discounts or friends and family things for my time or for my coaching. Like I offer free or full price. So for example, I had a friend that reached out to me a couple days ago, and, he was running some Facebook ads and he wanted some help. And he said, I'm willing to pay you for your time. And I was like, well, let's hop on a call first to figure out, what it is that you need help with. Because he's a friend and he's someone that, if we were just having lunch together, we would have the same conversation. I was willing to do just a free call with him to figure out what the questions were. I knew it was probably only going to take 15 minutes. It's someone that I wanted to catch up with anyway. So I was willing to do free, right? We got on the phone. I realized that he actually didn't need that much extensive help. There was like just one little thing that he didn't even realize was sitting right in front of him. And I was able to help him see that clarity. And once again, he was like, hey, I'm willing to pay for your time. And I said, don't worry about it. I'm sure there's something that I'm going to need from you down the road. And I'll just reach out at that time. And he was like, okay, great. And that's what I mean when I say free or full price. So if I wasn't going to give it to him for free, but then I was like, well, I'll just charge you, like $20 instead of my normal 400, then it would have just felt weird for me. It would have felt like, why am I doing this call for $20 when I could be using this time to get paid $400? So you've got to make sure that whatever your rate is, whatever you're charging, like that's your rate, and make it your happy price. Like if you don't want to do phone calls and you would prefer to like answer people over email, well then make the email rate cheaper than the phone call rate because you don't want to do phone calls. So if you do them, make them at your happy price. Same thing with blog posts. I don't like doing blog posts. I prefer doing videos. So if I'm doing some sort of corporate or brand deal, my blog post rate is high enough to compensate me for the fact that I really don't like writing. I prefer creating videos. And so that's what I put my rates in place so that I have a happy price set so that I can do the thing that I enjoy doing instead of the things that, kind of cause me a little bit of frustration. So keep that in mind. If somebody ever asks, can I pick your brain? Now you know exactly what to answer for them. You can give them free, full price options, and you will continue to enjoy, helping people and, providing that support and assistance that you want to give, but you'll be able to do it with money in the bank. Do you have a rule when it comes to free or full price? Have you ever had a situation where, you charged a discount rate and then you regretted it? I actually just spoke with a friend a couple days ago, and she said that she gave a special rate for a friend and now she's regretting it. She doesn't even want to do the work because she got other clients who are at her happy price, and now it feels like this client is a drag on her energy. So keep that in mind. Comment below with what your thoughts are. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Okay, bye.